50% of men aged 18 to 24 have never approached a woman in their lives. Half of you watching right now have looked at a woman you were attracted to and did nothing. Why? Because something is killing your confidence, making you freeze, convincing you it's better to swipe endlessly on a screen than to walk up to her and say hello. If this hits close to home, you're not alone. But today, we're going to fix that. Drop a comment right now. I'm ready to break free, because by the time this is over, you won't look at women or dating the same way again. This isn't just another video about confidence or rejection. This is about reclaiming your natural instinct to lead, to approach, and to build connections. Things men have done for thousands of years before modern society came along and messed it up. Something's gone wrong, and it's making men invisible, timid, and unsure of themselves. But that's not who you are, and it's not who you're meant to be. Society will tell you the problem is with you, that you're not good enough. But the truth is, the game has been rigged against you. Women haven't changed, but the rules have. And if you're stuck on the sidelines, unable to take action, then today is the day we burn the old rulebook and rewrite your story. Stay until the end, because I'm going to give you real, practical solutions you can start using today. Things that will actually work, not fluffy advice about just be confident. Trust me, women can see through that. If you've ever wondered why approaching women feels like walking into enemy territory, you'll get your answer, and you'll leave knowing exactly how to win that battle. Number 1. The war in your head. You felt it, the hesitation, the tightening in your chest, the inner voice whispering, "Don't do it. What if she rejects you? What if she laughs?" That voice has crippled millions of men, and you're not the only one caught in this mental battlefield. The problem isn't just fear, it's what that fear represents. It's the belief that rejection is proof of your inadequacy as a man, and that belief has been drilled into you from every angle. Schools that punish assertiveness, media that portrays men as creeps for approaching women, and a society that now tells you that any approach without permission is harassment. You weren't born with this fear. Look at any young boy before he's been educated by society. He runs up to a girl he likes, smiles, and starts talking without a care in the world. That boy hasn't been shamed yet. But fast forward a few years, and suddenly everything changes. He gets told to be careful, that girls don't like pushy boys, that he needs to respect boundaries, even when those boundaries haven't been made clear. What does that do to a young man? It turns him into a hesitant, overthinking shell of himself. Every time you hesitate, every time you see an attractive woman but do nothing, you're losing more than just an opportunity. You're losing trust in yourself. But let's be clear, this isn't your fault. The war in your head wasn't started by you. It's the result of a society that demonizes male desire and punishes men for acting on their instincts. Women aren't the enemy. They're not sitting around plotting to reject you. But society has created an environment where men are made to feel guilty for wanting what's natural, connection, intimacy, and attraction. And when you suppress that, when you deny yourself the right to pursue women because you're afraid of rejection, you're not just losing out on relationships, you're killing your masculine essence. You're disconnecting from the part of you that's designed to lead, to hunt, to take risks. Rejection is painted as the ultimate failure. But the truth is, the real failure is never stepping up in the first place. The men who succeed aren't the ones who never get rejected. They're the ones who get rejected and keep going. Every no brings them closer to a yes, but you'll never experience that unless you face the war in your head and win. The battlefield is your mind, and the only way to conquer it is by taking action, by overriding that voice telling you to stop. Because the truth is, she's waiting for you to make the move. Women expect you to lead, But society has convinced you that leadership is toxic. It's time to unlearn that. Number 2, why women expect you to lead. Women won't tell you this outright because it's not something they think about consciously. It's something they feel. Attraction isn't logical, it's biological. And biology has hardwired women to be drawn to leaders, to men who take initiative. It's not about being aggressive or overbearing. It's about being decisive and confident. Women have spent centuries relying on men to provide security and stability, not because they're weak, but because that's how survival worked. A man who could protect, provide, and lead was a man who could create a safe environment for her and her children. That instinct hasn't disappeared just because we have dating apps and modern conveniences. Think about it. Why do women still swoon over stories of knights saving princesses or strong male leads in movies? It's not because they need saving, it's because they're wired to admire strength. When you approach a woman confidently, you're activating that instinct. But if you hesitate, if you show weakness or indecision, you're doing the opposite. You're signaling that you can't handle the pressure. Women don't consciously think, "Oh, he hesitated, so he must be weak." No, it's deeper than that. It's a gut reaction, a feeling that she can't explain but can't ignore. This is why women test men. They'll throw little challenges your way, acting uninterested, teasing you, or even rejecting you lightly, to see how you respond. It's not because they're cruel or manipulative. It's their way of filtering out men who aren't ready to lead. If you crumble at the first sign of resistance, she knows you won't be able to handle the challenges of a relationship. But if you stay composed, if you brush off her tests with a smile and keep the conversation going, you've passed the test without even knowing it. And here's the red pill truth. Women want to be led. They won't say it because admitting it contradicts the feminist narrative they've been taught. But deep down, they crave a man who knows how to take charge. A man who doesn't need permission to act. When you lead, when you make the first move and own it, you're giving her what she's biologically programmed to want. But leading doesn't mean controlling. It means creating a space where she feels safe enough to let her guard down. That's the balance. You're not forcing anything. You're guiding her into a dynamic where attraction naturally flourishes. Number 3. The truth about rejection. Rejection isn't just a possibility, it's inevitable, and the sooner you accept that, the freer you'll be. The fear of rejection paralyzes men because they view it as a statement about their worth. But rejection doesn't mean you're unattractive, uninteresting, or inadequate. It simply means she's not interested at that moment, for reasons that often have nothing to do with you. Maybe she just got out of a relationship. Maybe she's having a bad day. Or maybe she's not emotionally available. You could be the most attractive man in the room, and she could still say no. That's not failure. That's life. But what most men don't realize is that rejection is a filter. Every woman who says no is helping you narrow down the pool to the one who will say yes. It's not personal. It's a numbers game. And the men who win in dating aren't the ones who avoid rejection. They're the ones who embrace it. Think of every rejection as a stepping stone. With each one, you're building resilience, confidence, and experience. The first few will sting, but over time, you'll start to see rejection differently. Instead of fearing it, you'll welcome it because you'll know that every no is bringing you closer to a yes. And here's the kicker. Women respect men who handle rejection well. If you get rejected and respond with grace, no worries, have a great day, you're leaving a lasting impression. You're showing her that you're secure in yourself, that your self-worth doesn't depend on her approval. And that, ironically, is attractive. Sometimes a woman will reject you initially and change her mind later because she sees how well you handled it. Confidence is contagious, and when you radiate it, people notice. Stop viewing rejection as the end of the story. It's just a chapter. The real ending comes when you find the woman who's genuinely interested in you, and you'll never get to that point if you let rejection scare you off. The only real failure is inaction. Every time you hesitate, every time you talk yourself out of approaching her, you're rejecting yourself before she even gets the chance. Number 4, how to approach women with confidence. Forget the cheesy pickup lines. Forget the fake bravado. Confidence isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about owning who you are. When you see a woman you're attracted to, don't overthink it. Don't rehearse what you're going to say 100 times in your head. Just walk up to her and say, "Hi, I noticed you and wanted to introduce myself." It's simple, direct, and effective because it's real. Women are experts at reading body language, and they can tell when you're being genuine. Confidence comes from action, not thought. The more you approach, the more comfortable you'll become. You don't need to wait until you feel ready, because you never will. The fear will always be there, but you can't let it control you. The key is to take action despite the fear. That's what courage is. And when you approach her confidently, you're sending a message. I'm a man who goes after what he wants. That message alone sets you apart from most men who are too scared to try. And remember, it's not about the outcome. If she's interested, great. If she's not, you've lost nothing. But what you've gained is experience, and that's priceless. Every approach, whether successful or not, is a step toward becoming the man you're meant to be. So stop waiting, stop hesitating. The next time you see a woman who catches your eye, make the move. Because the only thing worse than rejection is wondering what could have been. Approaching women isn't about mastering pickup lines or overcoming rejection. It's about rediscovering the part of yourself that society has tried to suppress. You were born to lead, to take risks, and to pursue what you want without fear. Women want you to succeed, but you have to take the first step. The next time you see a woman you're interested in, don't hesitate, don't overthink, just act.